Hello, I'm Alexander Jeffrey, a law clerk with the Clark-Esposito law firm, and today we'll be giving you a brief overview of the Iran sanctions program. Sanctions have been imposed against Iran since 1979. Over the more than 40 years of imposition, the sanction policy have changed drastically as direct results of political events. Since the U.S. Department of State has designated Iran as a state sponsor of terrorism in 1984, sanctions have been imposed to combat proliferation and the funding of terrorist activities and entities. From the 90s throughout the early 2000s, the U.S. focused on weakening and restricting the growing oil and energy sectors in Iran with the goal to indirectly block the funding of terrorist activities. According to press releases by the Treasury Department, in 2013, P5+1, a group consisting of the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Russia, China, and Germany, met with Iran and convinced Iran to participate in the Joint Plan of Action, the JPOA. This plan detailed steps that Iran would have to take to reduce their nuclear research and activities so that the group would ease their sanctions. Iran complies with the agreement, and in 2015, all parties reconvened to sign the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA. The terms of this agreement are basically a stronger version of the JPOA, where Iran agrees to significantly descale their nuclear program. The UN Security Council endorses the deal, and the deal was formally adopted on October 18, 2015. The terms of this agreement are basically a stronger version of the JPOA, where Iran agrees to significantly descale their nuclear program. The UN Security Council endorses the deal, and the deal was formally adopted on October 18, 2015. Once Trump assumed office, he made it very clear that he did not agree with the JCPOA, specifically the part detailing the nuclear program. By 2018, the Trump administration backed out of the nuclear deal and began to reinstate sanctions to place stress upon Iran's economy. Other members of the United Nations strongly disagreed with this decision and have continually scolded the U.S. representatives in the discussion and conflicts that have resulted from this withdrawal. Iran particularly has used this as a reason to further advance their nuclear program and has done so exponentially within the last decade. Now we will switch over to talking about the sanctions programs that are enforced by OFAC, the Office of Foreign Assets Control. On November 4th, 2018, OFAC released a notice that read, "On November 5th, 2018, the United States fully reimposed the sanctions on Iran that have been lifted or waived under the JCPOA. These are the toughest U.S. sanctions ever imposed on Iran and will target critical sectors of Iran's economy, such as the energy, shipping, and shipbuilding, and financial sectors. The United States is engaged in a campaign of maximum financial pressure on the Iranian regime and intends to enforce aggressively these sanctions that have come back into effect. This would lead exporters to believe that they are unable to send any shipments to Iran, but in reality, they are just very limited in what they can send and to whom. Following the OFAC message, over 700 individuals, entities, aircrafts, and vessels were sanctioned. Additionally, OFAC moved individuals and entities defined as affiliated with the government of Iran or Iranian financial institutions to the SDN, which is the specially designated nationals and blocked persons list. Lastly, OFAC amended the Iranian Transactions and Sanctions Regulations, the ITSR, to reflect the shift to harsher sanctions. The ITSR imposed a series of general licenses that winded down many of the common trade activities with Iran. These wind downs persisted for several months, but in May 2019, an executive order was issued that imposed sanctions on the iron, steel, aluminum, and copper sectors of Iran. These harsher regulations have remained in place since August 2019, with a minor refinement being implemented in October of 2020. OFAC amended the ITSR to refine the list of organizations with activities authorized under a general license. Even though there are harsh and rigid sanctions on Iran, there are still some general licenses that you can use, or you can go through the painstaking process of using special licenses. If you need any help or clarity regarding Iran sanctions, or navigating your import or export situations regarding Iran, please reach out to the firm. Here at the firm, we can analyze your trade transaction and give you the best perspective from the view of the OFAC licensing programs and offer you the best route of action with dealing with your transaction moving forward. Please reach out to us. Either call us at 917-546-6997 or email contact@clark-espositolaw.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be the first to know when we upload a new video. Check out our playlist if you want to see more of our videos, and comment below and introduce yourself. We'll see you soon.